Okay. Thanks, Lou. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday, July 20th, Criminal Justice Commission meeting. I want to call to order, please.
Commissioner Brown.
Present.
Carter.
Present.
Harris.
Present.
Herr.
Here.
Rodriguez. Vice Chairman Little.
Present.
Chairman Vieira. We have a quorum.
Is Pastor David Jackson from Grace Chapel, please? Everyone rise.
Let's go ahead and pray. God, you're good, and we thank you for a city that cares. We thank you for everyone here who is dedicated to protecting and providing for our community. God, I pray that you would provide wisdom today, that you would guide these proceedings. God, that the result would be your glory. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thank you.
Pastor, thank you.
Thank you.
Please place your right hand over your heart and repeat with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone, again. Public business from the floor on agendized items. Citizens who would like to discuss anything with the Criminal Justice Commission on any agendized item may do so by filling out a speaker card, handing it to the front. You're limited to 3 minutes. So if you feel compelled to do that, please fill out the speaker card and turn it in. We'll get right into our reports. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Howard. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from our last meeting on June 8th? Any questions, comments, or anything else? Do I hear a motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Passes 4. Oh, thank you. Motion passes of the approval of minutes 5-0. Okay. Staff presentations, updates, and reports. Kit, you're up, sir.
Morning, Commission. Here to present the June CompStat, Station Crime Stats, and LEAPS report. I'm going to go ahead and start with the CompStat. For June of 2016, violent crimes 111, property crimes 333, makes a total of Part 1 crimes 444. Violent crime arrests 94, property crime arrests 46, total arrests 140, and the uniform report numbers issued 1,801. Lancaster City total Part 1 crime counts by month, year-to-year comparison, and May of 15 to 16, it was 401 to 444. On June 2016 compared to June 2015 is a 2.3% difference. We'll move on to Part 1 crime count by location. Northwest Lancaster, 158. Northeast Lancaster, 86. Southwest Lancaster, 120. Southeast Lancaster, 80. There's your hotspot area for Part 1 crimes in the city. East Lancaster, total residential burglary counts of 17. West Lancaster, 8. And 8 also on the east side, and those are broken up by RDs. City of Lancaster residential burglary, June 2016 map. Central Lancaster, you have a total of 10 robberies that had occurred, and 6 in the RD of 1123. City of Lancaster robberies for June of 2016. The map is there. Go to monthly trends for June. For homicides, the average is 1, and we're still at that average for the month of June. For rapes over a period of a year, the average is 7, and we are at 8. Move forward. The robberies over a year period averages 30. We're just under 40. Aggravated assaults average 54. Looks like we're just above 60. The average burglary over a period of a year, from July 2015 to June of 2016, average is 111, and we are below average. Larceny thefts, average is 161, and it looks like we're just a hair above that. Grand theft vehicles over a period of a year, average is 50. Looks like we're below average from July of 2015 to June of 2016, just below. The arsons over a period of a year from July 2015 to June of 2016, the average is 6. It looks like we're at 16. These aren't crimes that happen often. So if you have on this chart, if you have just 1 or 2 more, it can really change things on your average. So I don't think we've had a major increase in arson substantially to raise our attention. But if you have 1 or 2 more, that can throw off your chart. City of Lancaster Part 1 crime frequency by reporting district. It's broken down. Less being the darker green, more being the bright red. We'll go to the Lancaster Station statistics.
Excuse me, Kit.
Yes, sir.
Question on the CompStat report. Is there any way for us to, as we get this information, letting us know where do we rank within the county?
I don't have an answer for you. That's done through our crime analysts at the station, and I just don't know how their computer program works. I'm pretty sure they could average it out.
I mean, it'd just be helpful to know, where do we rank for crime within the county? I mean, we get these numbers, but it's hard for us to really judge them or bounce them against anything unless we know where we are.
Okay. Yeah, I can talk definitely to the crime analysts at the station, because
And where is that again, Cap?
In reference to that, somewhat, is there a possibility, and I don't know if this is too, Captain, is on these reports here that we could have, this monthly report, if we had the other months in here prior, in the past, and we kind of do a comparison for this commission to look at and see where we're at? Would that be difficult?
on the charts, it
Charts
shows
is
you
one
the-
thing, but I think sometimes, looking at these things, sometimes when we get these charts, they're printed very, very small.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just, I didn't know if that's a possibility. I don't want to create any extra work, that's for darn sure. So,
Right. Yeah, no, as far as from what I'm understanding, your question is the comparison from month to month.
Correct.
I can bring back old months and we can look of from, are you talking June of 2015 actual numbers to June of 2016 or from month to month, last month's comparison?
I think if we had a chart that showed us within a year's time of where we're at, and it just continues, I mean, whether it's where we're at, we can see what's happening within the city of Lancaster as far as these crimes. So sometimes I look at these charts and I don't know how the commission feels. It prints out very small.
So you would like a bigger chart as far as a graph, because the graph shows
I would like to see if you're looking at Part 1 crimes,
Yes, sir.
a 12-month period in the history of it, and see where we're at. So we can look at this as a commission and look at this and say, okay, January we were here, February we were here. That's all I'm asking for, if that's a possibility.
Okay.
I mean, it'd be nice to just be able to talk to anyone out there and say, you know what, we're better this year than we were last year.
Well, I believe it's there. Correct me if I'm wrong. If it's on the,
Bless you.
I believe that information you're inquiring about, sir, is actually on the graphs itself.
graph.
It
The graphs.
shows you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, it's right here.
I'd still rather see it on the.
So you're looking
the
for a
number.
different format.
I'd rather see the numbers.
Okay. I'll talk to the,
If it's possible.
yeah, what the,
Okay.
okay, sir.
Sorry. Go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's okay. Let's move on to the City Crime Commission report for Lancaster Station itself. The burglary suppression team statistics for June of 2016 had 32 felony arrests, 3 misdemeanor arrests. We'll move down, no parole or probation or felony warrants. Misdemeanor warrant arrests, 1. They recovered 6 vehicles, 13 Ramey warrants, 1 probation search. They recovered 2 firearms and solved 13 burglaries with the total of recovered, the monetary value of recovered stolen property is $53,130. The narcotics team in Lancaster for patrol had 31 felony arrests and the crew had 3. Juveniles 1. Misdemeanor narcotics-related arrests, 47 for patrol, 1 for the crew. Marijuana recovered by patrol, 1,638 grams. For the crew, 10,783. 41 marijuana plants recovered by patrol, 62 by the crew. Methamphetamine powder in grams, 901 by patrol, 55 by the crew. Cocaine in grams, 6, with the crew having 5. And they conducted 4 search warrants.
Can you go back one slide just for a quick second?
Burglary suppression or narcotics?
The burglary suppression.
Okay.
So I'm trying to correlate the solved burglaries to your arrests. So am I looking at this and seeing that of that 30, I would take it would be the 32 felony arrests that would account for the 13 solved burglaries?
Well, within that time frame in the month, sir, our burglary suppression team deputies handle different operations within their not only solving the burglaries from maybe a month prior or 2 months prior and actually closing those cases out, finding a suspect and arresting them. They're also making arrests in between for other burglary-related charges or responding to a burglary or being in the area of just patrol, maybe for high burglar areas or where these crimes occur and contact these folks who are out on the street. They're making other arrests besides the arrests just specifically related to the burglaries that are solved.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm glad you're out there making the arrest, that's for sure.
Yes, sir. We'll move on to the LANCAP team. For the month of June 2016, felony arrests, they had 67 total, 14 misdemeanor arrests. They recovered 2 firearms And the estimated value of illegal narcotics recovered monetarily is $166,098. If we can just move on to the LEAPS report. You see it there, Josh? Is it gone now? Let me just, there we go, perfect. All right, we'll move forward. Oh, scroll down there. LEAPS contacted me a couple months ago, and we would like to include, they wanted to be included in talking to the commission and everyone else, so thought it'd be good to include them. So they have this new LEAPS progress report, kind of a platform or program, which might be easier for everyone to understand. So surveillance operations for the month was 118. LEAPS helped arrest 8 suspects, 3 persons with the gun calls, 2 burglaries, 1 vehicle theft, 2 other offenses. And that's basically where they're at. Is there someone? Other offenses, I wasn't sure. Obviously not any of those I stated, but that's the LEAPS report. You have any questions?
Anybody here from the LEAPS program?
When you say observation, what exactly?
Surveillance ops. If we have, for instance, maybe a prowler call in the area, but there's no arrests made. Maybe it's just someone out selling Girl Scout cookies. I'm not sure. That's how many operations that LEAPS actually assisted us, and we were in contact with them on calls for service where an arrest wasn't made.
So if there's a prowler call, then basically LEAPS is dispatched as well as a unit.
Absolutely. LEAPS will head that way, and we'll be in contact with the person manning LEAPS, the computer system itself at the desk, and either they see someone or they don't, or hey, I believe I see someone walking eastbound on Avenue, and that's what the surveillance operation is they've helped us with. Any other questions?
Any other things? Thanks, Kit.
All right, thank you,
Thank you
Commissioner.
so much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, sir. Highway Patrol, how are you, sir? Good morning to you.
Okay, I wanted to focus primarily on our accident picture here, which is increasing division-wide throughout LA County for our department. Here in the Antelope Valley, our total accidents are up versus last year, approximately 27%. Drunk driving collisions are up 22% versus last year. Our DUI arrests are within 1% of what we were doing this time last year. But the most troubling thing is our fatal collisions. We've had 17 fatal collisions in our area so far this year. And to give you an idea, on average, our average fatal collisions are much less. I believe it's around 10. Normally at this time of year, last year it was 7. So to have 10 additional fatal collisions than what we had over last year is not good. 21 people have lost their lives so far this year in those 17 collisions. And the causes of those collisions are all over the map. A lot of it has to do with unsafe speed, but then you have a lot of people on the strips of highway out there that kind of get hypnotized as they drive along and don't see a stop sign or don't realize there's another vehicle blocking the road up ahead of them at nighttime. And those have been kind of the things that have happened. A lot of people drift over into the dirt shoulder on those roadways and then overcorrect and end up rolling off into the desert. That's what a lot of our collisions that end up being serious injury or fatal are as a result of those types of things. The enforcement of those is, we can enforce speed. We can be out there doing everything we can. We're doing a lot of the educational efforts. We've talked to our public information officer about increasing those and getting out there even more than we already are. But we're doing the best we can with the people and the resources that we have at this time. When compared to LA County, it kind of seems like a countywide thing right now as far as the accident picture. So I'm not too alarmed at the fact that there's something strange going on here in the Antelope Valley. And I don't know what the explanation is for why the accidents have gone up. Just to give you a picture of our actions, our arrests, our total arrests, which include issuing an enforcement citation or taking someone to jail for another offense, physical custody, is at 7,500 or 7,503 so far this year. And our total enforcement contacts, which means anything from pulling someone over and giving them a verbal warning or whatever the officer decided to do, all encompassing, is 9,946. So we're out there making the stops and making the contacts and taking the enforcement actions. But I don't know beyond that, analyzing the statistics to figure out why countywide the collisions are up. But in all the numbers that I told you, we're within a few percentage points of what the LA County numbers are in terms of traffic collisions and DUI arrests and things of that nature. Actually, we're doing better versus the county, significantly better in the number of DUI arrests here in the Antelope Valley. So with that, unless you have any questions.
I'm curious, I take it the three things that are leading to motor vehicle accidents are going to be distractibility of drivers with texting and things of that nature, increased drugs and alcohol impairment, and speed. There's probably a profile of the kinds of people that are getting in car accidents, and youth is probably going to be high on that list. Have those profiles changed at all?
I haven't gotten into those statistics to look at the ages and the different characteristics of the drivers involved. But I do know just in the 17 fatals, I have to read every single report, and it's pretty wide ranging. I mean, we are seeing a lot of young people involved in some of the crashes, and there is oftentimes some type of distraction that is suspected, but it's not always easy to prove that there was. But I've also seen, elderly and middle-aged people in these numbers as well, in these fatal collisions. So it's kind of hard to put a finger on exactly what's going on.
I thought I heard you mention that the DUIs are up this year over last year.
The DUI collisions are up, yes, sir.
Yes, that's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah, the DUI collisions are up 22% versus last year.
The Sheriff's Department has this I like to think of it as effective program every 15 minutes. Do you, from your point of view, see any impact from that program?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a highway patrol program, and we invite the Sheriff's Department, and no, it's okay. We invite everybody to help us out. We invite them to come and be a part of that, and I do think that that's one of the better educational outreach programs out there, because it does get the entire school involved, and everyone gets to see the ramifications of making a bad decision, especially when it comes to impaired driving. And they're very good. It's a very good program, very effective program, and I think our PIO, we have a very good PIO out here who's very active in doing that program. He's very passionate about it, and he puts them on as often as he possibly can, especially toward the end of the school year.
Good, I appreciate that. Thank you. Certainly from the emergency room point of view, we're seeing a lot of the same consequences that you guys are seeing, and I very much appreciate your efforts.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Everything you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see. City Attorney's not here today. Mr. Dorico's not here, and I don't see representatives from I'm sorry. District Attorney, I'm sorry. I apologize. I was skimming right over it, so forgive me, sir.
That's okay.
Especially if I get in trouble. Forgive me.
No. I'm Robert Sherwood. I'm the Assistant Head Deputy over at the Antelope Valley branch. Mr. Franklin's out on military leave, so he sent me in his place. The only statistics he provided me with were that we're up to date through the month of May. based on felony and misdemeanor filings. So for the month of May, we had 637 felony complaints that were filed. That brings us year-to-date to a total of 2,893 felony complaints filed, and that's for the entire Antelope Valley, not just for the city of Lancaster. Misdemeanor filings, we are at, for the month of May, we are at 275 complaints filed. Excuse me, I've got those backwards. The felony complaints filed were 275 for the month of May, and a total of 506 for the year. The misdemeanors were 637 for the month of May, and a total of 2,893 for the year. So I'm not sure where those rank. I know the felonies are down about 20%. I think the last numbers that I looked at, that's been pretty consistent since Prop 47 was passed. So unless there's any other questions, that's all I've got for you today.
Anything from the commission at all? Nothing?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you. City Attorney, Assistant City Attorney's not here. No, Britt. And Mr. Dorico's out, and I see no representatives from Mr. Lackey in Mr. Runner's office. Any speaker cards at all?
No speaker card.
No speaker cards, so we good with that? Any commissioner comments?
None.
Okay, then we'll. Okay, anything? Okay, then we will adjourn until Wednesday, August 10th, 2016, at 10 a.m. Thank you.